educational and interesting, but the ending is phenomenal. So, last video of the night.
Well, did you know that the Democrats actually founded the KKK? So, who's actually more racist? Right, because whichever political ideology or party is more closely aligned with and supported by the KKK is probably more likely to be the more racist one, right? Yeah. Well, the Democratic Party didn't found the KKK. That's actually a pretty common misnomer. The KKK wasn't founded by a political party, but you are correct that in the early days, the KKK was more closely aligned with the Democratic Party. So you admit it then? Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Yeah. I win. Really quick question, though, and you can just answer this question in your head. You don't need to look it up or Google it. It's not a trick question. The answer should be pretty intuitive. In this year, 2023, which political ideology does the KKK more closely align with and support? Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Because that was all the way back. And this is, which would mean that it's actually, who are the, Yeah. I feel so stupid. Oh, yeah. I am so stupid. Oh, yeah. I should really just shut the fuck up. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Is if this were real life, I would never say any of this. No. But since this is a skit where you're playing both parts, I'm saying all this stuff because it kind of feels nice to like have me acknowledge all this stuff out loud. And you know, it's also kind of nice to just think that like any conservative person who watched this video and got upset and ran to the comments to be like, oh wow, congratulations, you won an argument with yourself, is just sort of admitting that they don't actually have a legitimate response to anything you just said. And they probably know that you just made a really good point, but they would never admit that. Yeah. But it's okay because they know and we know. Yeah. God, you are so good at this. Hey, I do my best. And sexy. Thank you.
This is your boy, Marlon.
Yeah, this your boy, so
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna make a remark about the last thing that came out of his mouth. Whatever.
Hey, if you don't think you sexy, who else going to?
who else going
I applaud him for self-love.
Oh, I'm about to say self-enjoyment, but that's a entirely
Because sometimes I wake up and be like, I'm a sexy motherfucker. And then other days I'd be like, I'm old and fat.
I've done that before, and I always make Foxy mad because I come into the room and go, damn it, Foxy, it had happened again. And this is the 4th day that it has happened again. And she was like, the 4th day? What's wrong with you? I said, it's the 4th day. I don't know if I need to go speak to somebody or talk to somebody or go to the doctor or something. What? What's wrong with you? I said, every night I go to bed and every morning I wake up awesome. And I don't know what I need to do about it. It's like there may be an issue that I need to go talk to somebody about it, but it's like, I don't know what I need to do. Every time I look in the mirror and go, maybe I'm going to see mediocre. Then I look in the mirror and go, nope, still awesome. Damn it. Nope. Nothing I can do about it. Nope.
Because they don't get more awesomer than you. Nope.
I done got to the point
where I was a kid. I was not like I'm not now, but I was definitely a very goofy looking kid. I had an extended calf stage, as we say. But I never really got down on myself. And this is not the way that I would like people to approach it nowadays because we're much more PC or whatever. But if this works for you, then fine, take it. But I literally would be like, I wasn't the cutest guy. I wasn't the tallest guy. I wasn't the coolest guy or whatever. But I could walk out the door. I could walk into any environment and I could be like, I look better than him. I look better than him. I look better than him. So I ain't ugly,
I,
and that
I got
helped me.
it. I tell you what, this is.
I'm sorry to all the people who are uglier than me, but you did a good service, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, you was all right. My my deal is this. What I don't like, and yes, I'm sorry, petty. I feel a certain type of way, but I know I wasn't the cutest person in the world when I was a kid. I get it. I knew I wasn't the most popular person in the world when I was a kid. I get that. I lived through it. I got over it. I done moved on with my life. Here's what I don't like. What I don't like is somehow, some way, there's a correlation with who Foxy know on Facebook and who I know on Facebook. But if everybody knows, I don't really like deal with Facebook like that. Like I may drop a liner here and there, but it's like I'm not that. Oh, I got to see what Facebook is saying because I just don't give a damn what Facebook is saying. But she'll go and say, "Oh, do you know such and such?" And I go, yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah, because he said y'all
Bless
used to
you.
hang out and
Thank
y'all used to hang out and go to parties every day and go to parties. And I'm looking at her like, what the hell we did? I ain't go to parties with this dude. So matter of fact, I didn't even know what the damn party was. I knew what the party when I knew that was a great, fantastic party the Monday after the party. When everybody was talking about it at school about how great the party was.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't invite me to a damn thing. But y'all want to be adults and talk about we used to hang out. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
I don't know who the hell you is. What? And I literally
Excuse
had
me.
one dude that sat there and tried to make it as if we were best friends.
Well, he,
Me
I
and,
can't relate,
me,
dog.
me and Marlon used to go to parties all the time. No, I didn't. I didn't go to house parties. I didn't even go to clubs until, well, that's a different story. That's one of those things that pisses Foxy off because I grew up too fast. But whatever. What
Nah,
about
I can't relate because I didn't grow up with people. I didn't grow up around people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always a military kid. I was always a new kid. So I don't have like childhood friends. I have two,
I didn't have
two,
friends.
maybe three.
That's my
No, but
point.
I'm just saying from the standpoint of like being in a network. I don't know. Are you back near where you kind of grew up, like in the same
I,
city or
I never
general?
left. I never left.
Okay, but you were in the military for a little while, so that's why I was saying.
Oh,
But
yeah, yes.
but I don't know that type of world. So my
Oh,
social media
okay.
doesn't overlap like that. There's nobody who can come to me and be like eighth grade or 10th grade or what. You
I get
can't
what
because
you're
you
saying.
ain't know me. You know, like
But that's my point is they did know me. They did know me. Okay, my school structure is, and I don't know if this is everyone, but my school structure is if you stay in a certain area, this elementary school was your elementary school, which
mm-hmm,
automatically attaches you to this junior high, which automatically
mm-hmm,
middle school by that time, which automatically attached you to this high school. So the people that I went to elementary school, I knew all the way to high school. I knew you since I was a kid, since I was 6, 7, 8, whatever years old, all the way until 17, 18 years old in
excuse
graduation.
me.
So I would know you in some type of capacity for what's that, 12, 13 years, whatever it
bro.
is.
If you done grown up with the same people since you were a knee high,
Yeah.
you know these people.
I
That don't
know
mean you
these,
weren't friends with them. I'm
no,
saying you
but
knew
I
each other
am
because
telling
you
you,
know.
that exactly. I know you and I knew of you. So when I became an adult and everybody's acting like it wasn't I knew of Marlon, and some of them can't literally say I know Marlon. I'll give you that. I know Marlon. I get you that. Because it wasn't like I had a bet. I can sit here and talk a whole bunch of smack about high school and how bad it was. It really wasn't as bad as I make it out to be. It wasn't great and fantastic as they're making it out to be. Oh, we used to hang out and go clubbing and blah, 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 and go to parties and blah. No, we didn't. Absolutely, positively not. No, we didn't. We absolutely did not. We was never that doggone close. And I kind of want to think to myself now, you know me only because I've been in your life when we was kids for like 10 years straight. So yeah, you do know me. But as of hanging out and chilling out, and no.
Do you think like maybe they honestly think because you were around in their head that they have you in the back at a party somewhere that you must have been there?
No,
Agreed.
well, that's a possibility, and I agree with that. But I have to tell the truth of,
Oh yeah,
I feel a certain type of way when you say, "Oh, we went to house parties together." When I knew growing up, I didn't know the house party existed until the Monday after the house party. That's how low on the totem pole that I was. That it wasn't. Oh, I wasn't invited to the house party. I was so low on the totem pole. Oh, I didn't even know the house party existed until the Monday after the house party. And things I even make it a little worse. One of my city's famous house party throwers was less than a half a block up the street from me. Like literally, I could hear his music at my house. It was that close. Like it was 5-6 houses away close.
I mean, I can only take your word for it because I literally have almost no memory of high school. I've not gone to a single high school reunion. I had 2 high schools.
I haven't either.
But my high school that I graduated from, it's like an hour from where I am right now. But I don't know anybody. I don't know any of those people. My best friend will always say a name, and I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. I know you. If you ask me to name people out of my high school, and we had a graduating class or something, I don't know, 300, 400, something. I don't know. I know 3 names.
The people that I hung out with, the people that was in my small circle, I never went to school with them, not once. That was my small circle, but I never went to school with them. So that's why I said when high school people that went, oh, we used to deal and hang. No, we didn't, because I knew the people that I did hang with. I'm not saying they was great friends either, but still, I know what y'all. And the thing is, I've never been to a high school. I've never been to a high school reunion because I kind of come to the point of why. I don't know what changed about you because I didn't know you when you was in high school. So
I don't get the point anyway. Because to me, granted, I'm a military kid, so my viewpoint is completely different than anyone who is not a military kid. Yeah. I do not attach to things. So my schools were just places I had to go. Mm-hmm. The houses I lived in were ceilings and walls. Neighborhoods meant nothing to me. You know, if I knew you more than 3 years, we were lifelong friends. Because I ain't know nobody more than 3 years.
Hey, we ain't got one more year, folks. We ain't got but one more year.
Yeah.
But so for me, like, I can't even relate. Like some people would hear, like, I think if I remember correctly, I had 13 schools, if you count college. And sometimes people hear that and they're like, man, that's too many. I can't imagine moving that much and all of that. And I get it. If you've never moved more than once or twice, or when you moved, it was just from like this side of town to that side of town. I get that you can't understand my way of attaching and viewing things because your way is foreign to me too. Like the idea of growing up with the same people from age 6 to age 18, That scares the hell out of me. I would never want that for my life. I would never. That means if I hate you, third grade, you stole my lunch. That means at 9 years old, you stole my lunch. 9 years later, I still got to deal with you. I got to find a way to learn how to function around you. If I became the butt of the joke, because there's social structures. So you got certain kids who end up becoming the butt of the joke or whatever taints you as a child. And now you got to fight through that. What?
Oh,
Nah.
I must have
So
had.
I just
really
can't.
was.
I must have had an unusual life.
I,
I
I
went to my 25th high school reunion. I'm on the planning committee for the 30th. Ugh.
Well,
What? This is so like my mind is. I'm like, of course I want to go. Of course I want to go because
I could care less. And
I
it's like people
care.
who go to high school reunions, usually either you had a number of friends because you've always kind of like stayed in the same spot your whole life, so your relationships didn't break down, or you just want to see how everybody else's life is turning out. I don't freaking care.
But
I
I'm
don't
I
still
don't
care.
friends
care if you
with
went on to
people who
own your
I
own
went to
hot
high
dog
school
stand.
I
with.
Don't care.
gotta agree. I gotta agree. I don't care.
I
I don't care.
do.
I don't care about your life. I don't care.
It ain't my business.
I
It,
care.
it has
Dang
nothing to
on
do
it.
with your
it's
business
okay,
or not.
Jason.
I honestly don't care. I
Now I'm
don't
thinking
know.
I
I
wouldn't.
don't.
I'm not gonna miss my 30th high school. There's
I
no way
don't
I would miss
know.
it.
I don't.
Right,
I
but that's what
did
I'm saying,
not know
Tracy.
about you enough
It's
when I was
different.
in high school to care what's going on in your life now. So I would not contribute
So you don't meet
anything.
up with anybody you went to school with.
No,
Okay.
absolutely
See,
not.
this
I
makes me
have
different. I
one.
do.
I got one friend from high school that I still know. He actually lives like maybe less than 10 minutes from me where I live now. But we never hang out. Like once every 2 or 3 years, we'll go grab something to eat. Right. And I got my best friend from high school who I don't even know where he lives. I don't even know where he lives. I know he's somewhere around here. I don't know where he lives.
Man, high
But
school must have been
he's
great for me. I'm
I
like
can
this.
I can get to his mama house. I can do that, you know. But
I still go to
outside of that,
dinner.
all
I
my
still go
friends,
to.
I don't care. I don't care. I didn't care about you in high school. I don't care about you now. If you like, and I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying like our worlds have
Our
shaped
world is
how we
different.
view things, right?
Tracy,
So
I'm going to say something that's going to blow your mind even further. It's going to blow your mind even further. I'm literally 10 minutes away from my high school.
I'm
Like
15 minutes
literally,
away.
if I think about it, let me think real quick.
Yeah.
So once I get out of my neighborhood, so I'm not even gonna count that. So 1, 2, yeah, I take 3 turns. I can get to my high school.
Parker just made
I
us
would
all
not
feel
know
old.
how to function.
I know
I'm
exactly
telling
how to
y'all,
function.
I would not be able to
Easy.
function. And but Tracy, we
Parker,
come from two different things. You've
you
been
are
in one
butt.
place, essentially. I think you said you never moved out of like your general area. So that's your world. So it makes sense to you because it is your world. For me, that would be how I would feel being told. This is one of the things like with my wife who grew up in one place her whole life, and then you got me who moved my whole life, while we kind of like can't quite find our parity level. She would love to have a forever home where you raise the kids, and then when the kids are grown, they come back and visit, and they bring the grandkids and all that, and it's all still the same house. And that stuff scares the boo boo out of me. Like I don't want to be anywhere that long. No.
It's only my job. I would change
Hold
up
up,
every
y'all.
few
I have to make
years.
an announcement real quick. Parker is about to be banned from this.
Yeah,
show.
he really is going to be banned.
Parker is about to be banned.
What did Parker do?
I will
For
not
what?
be putting up with this insults from Parker.
I was in high school
I
6
can't-
years ago.
That's fair.
So
Stop
He's
putting
making
up
us.
with this.
For some of us, we either 50 or we real like we
Hey.
real like we right up near it.
Hey guys, 1990 was almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. The Through album came out 45 years ago. I'm like, what the bleep happened?
That was 32 years ago. It's not quite 50 yet.
1983, I was 9.
Oh, you're right. Like 1980. I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, Through album came out in
1980 is 42
83.
years
That's
ago.
40 years.
Do
I
y'all-
said 52.
Do y'all
40.
remember the 80s?
We are further
Right.
into the future than Marty McFly traveled.
They sure are.
Yes, we are.
We thought we was gonna be living in them cars that could fly. I
I
felt
wanted
real
the
good.
thing where the
Y'all-
fruit would come down from the ceiling so bad. And yes, I actually did see this movie.
Do y'all remember the 80s more or the 90s?
80s. Because the
90s?
90s. Now you were young enough to remember I remember the 90s. I lived through them, but the 80s, that was my formative years.
And for me, it was the 90s because I was born in 78. So
Yeah, so he used to be closer to the 90s.
So the 80s was cartoons and silly being a kid, but the
80s was the
1990s was my
greatest
teenage
decade.
years.
The 80s was the greatest decade of all time.
Oh, we already did that.
No, I'm gonna have
We
to go with
already did
no
that.
on that. But,
We-
Music.
Here's the deal. I grew up in the 80s. I think I broke it down. I grew up in the 80s.
Yep.
I experienced the 90s. So I got through the 80s with a lot of stuff that I remember, but my experience was the 90s. Like that was my decade that I experienced a lot more in life because I was
basically,
in the 90s I was more mature.
Parker just made it worse.
What decade? The basically is like which decade holds more of your years from age 12 to age 20, and whichever decade holds more of your years, that's the one you remember the most because that's when you were becoming yourself.
It's crazy when I hear people talk about the 90s and Michael Jordan. I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I would have been. Man, F you, Parker. I would have spent more of that. So
Some of us
don't
is
be mean
real
to the youth.
close to the half a century.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
We
When
too
somebody
close.
said,
You
when
don't
somebody
know
said-
where
when
when you
somebody
close
sit
to
there and
that
say,
5-0 mark, it hit different. It's
that
like,
hurts.
it
When
it
when
hurts.
people talk about Michael Jordan, I kind of wish I was there to experience. But then again, when we sit there and go, when people talk about Magic Johnson and everything, and I'm like, yeah, I was kind of experiencing them on like the last hurrah.
As my pastor said, there's only one cure for old age.
Yep. And we don't want none of those parts of that.
and around young people. I'm sorry,
that's
Parker. That was wrong.
I'm messing with him, Parker.
He know we messing with him, but dang, when you because
But
Marlon's
that
already
was
50.
a little cold.
But when you around the corner from your 50th birthday, it hits you different. It's like, where did the years go? It's like I can remember when I was in high school and had mostly black hair. Yeah, everybody. I used to have black hair. It used to be black. I blinked my hair and boom, is this. Like, what happened? Like, all them years they just flew by.
I don't think I have any.
Yeah, after you get out of high school, time speeds up.
Yeah, remember when the weekend used to be so long? You'd be like, okay, when is it gonna be Monday?
I have a theory on that. Here's why time moves faster as you get older. It's all about the increments in which you measure time.
True.
When you're a child, you measure time by the school year.
True.
So it takes a long time to get to your next benchmark. But once you're an adult, you're measuring it by your paycheck. And that happens every 2 to 4 weeks. Time speeds up super fast.
Sure.
And then if you're raising children, they're constantly changing. And next thing you know, you blink and 15 years and went by.
I'm like, I'm gonna be how old? I still can't believe I'm 49. I'm like, but I was just literally 18. I used to be 18. I used to be Parker's age.
You have age timelines too. When you're younger, you couldn't wait to get to 10. Has nothing to do with anything. It was the fact that, hey, I'm double digits now. Then you couldn't wait to get to 13 because teenager. You couldn't wait to get to 16. Now for me, getting to 16, 15 for me, because 15 meant, hey, I could get my driver's permit. 16 meant, hey, I could get my
No car, but
No,
you
I'm
can have
sorry.
your
15
license.
meant I can get my learner's permit. 16 meant I can get my driver's license.
No car.
18. Well, I had my mama's car, so yeah, I had a car. 18.
I got a car when I was 18.
I
17. I was 17. And that's only because my parents got tired of coming to picking me up at 12 o'clock at night from Arby's.
Well, 16, I had to get the car because that's when I actually started going clubbing at 16.
Man, no way in hell. 16
Yep.
clubbing. What the hell?
Yep.
I don't know that life.
Yep. That's why I said I grew. That's why I said I
now
grew.
that's
Anna,
amazing.
that's why I said I grew up fast and I didn't want to talk about it. But
Were there bouncers?
here's the deal.
He was a bouncer.
No,
I
I
was
was.
country, so they had
I
like
was
10
far from-
clubs and stuff. I don't know.
And look, at 5'7" and 140 pounds, trust me, I was so far from being a bouncer. It wasn't funny. Nobody was gonna be scared of me. Could you please leave? Nobody was gonna be scared of me. So, but the deal was, my stepfather at that time had a sister. So my aunt-in-law, whose boyfriend was I guess you could call him a bouncer. He was a pretty big dude, but he was always at the door of a club.
And you went there, he told him.
I went there, he let me in.
Oh. And then he called your mama.
Nope.
What? He didn't tell her?
I can't imagine getting out that when I was 16, I couldn't get out the house to go clubbing.
At 16, I could go to the club, but then again, at 16, I was also the one who was walking to work.
I did not even learn. Wait a minute, Anna, do you have a driver's license?
I do now, yes. I
Okay.
cannot drive. So.
Okay, but how old were you when you learned how to drive?
When I learned,
Yes,
I
when you
was
learned. Or when you got your license.
8. Oh, when I got I was 17.
Okay, because wait a minute. I'm going to have y'all guess. How old do y'all think I was when I first got my license?
18.
22.
These, you got real close. I was 21.
Nope.
I never wanted to drive. I just took the bus everywhere I went. Then one day the bus didn't show up, and I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm going to go to driver's school.
When we were growing up, there was always a perfect time frame.
My mother didn't have a license till she was 28.
My sister just got hers
My
at
grandma
46.
never had a license. Ever.
My sister's got us all beat. She got
You said
hers.
your grandma.
My grandma never had a license.
My grandmother
A
never
lot
had a
of
license.
our grandmas might not have had a license. Now my grandma drove in
Okay,
the
I'm so
Montgomery
sorry that
boycott.
I'm actually shocked that my
But some
grandmother
grandmothers didn't have
a license.
licenses, but they still drove cars. Now that's the kind of family I
This is
grew up
very
with.
true.
Oh, Tracy?
That's very true.
That was the other thing. And she never drove.
No, I'm saying they did drive and they didn't have licenses.
I get it. My grandma never had a license and she never drove.
My grandmother didn't drive either.
Not once.
I mean, my mother's mother. Now, my father's mother, apparently she had that, maybe she passed it down to me, that lead foot. But I never wanted to drive. If that bus hadn't been late, I'd have been like my sister, getting my driver's license at 46. No. I can't even imagine not knowing how to drive.
Now, I will say I did look at my life and I was pretty upset when it happened. When I got my driver's license, and I said, Ma, I got my driver's license. Let me go ahead and borrow the car. And she looked at me and went, I ain't gonna let you get in my car and drive by yourself. And I was so mad. Like, I got my driver's license. I know how to drive. And then, now I'm an older man. I'm thinking, the hell was I thinking? Because you got a license, man, you can't drive my car? You got a license to drive,
right.
don't mean you could drive.
Huh, some people they can't drive. Where did you learn?
Well, first of all,
They
no
have
one's
a
teaching
license,
these
but
people
they
how to
still
drive. That's number one.
Oh, by the way, Parker, yeah, that's the older people. That's the younger people, too.
Yeah, I know plenty of people. I'm like,
Well, younger people now, they have options. So that's why they don't care about driving.
Yeah, they can go Uber. They can take.
Mm-hmm.
And some cities actually have public transportation that isn't crap.
Well, we ain't one of them.
I don't live in one of those cities.
Well, you in the South, so in the South
No, I'm in the Midwest.
Oh no, we're surrounded by transportation. That don't mean it sucks. That just sucks. It sucks.
No, I'm saying like I'm in the South, and we have Like we have MARTA and stuff like that, but I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, the only thing you got
it
above
sucks.
us is subways. We don't have subways. We have trains, which okay, if you want to call it a trolley and whatever you want to call it these days, because they changed the dynamic like every 2 years. It's a trolley. No, it's a train. No, I don't care one way or the other. Nobody's driving. So
Yeah.
whatever. You
But
do
no, as far as like the driving thing, and then here's the part that annoys me. If you got teenage, if you feel that your child being 16 or 17 years old means that they should have a driver's license, then you need to put them on your insurance.
Yeah, that's not happening.
You sure too, because
I'm
if
just
they
saying.
drive and get in an
Oh, no, I
accident,
agree
I'm
with
suing
why-
your whole family.
I'm thinking about
I'm
my
like,
kids. I'm thinking about my
no,
kids. Nope.
most parents, or okay, I'm saying I don't know if it's quantity. Well, no, actually, I think I can say this because I had to deal with it in my industry. They don't put their kids on the insurance, which is incredibly dangerous because that kid is more likely to have an accident than you are. Okay?
They don't want that
And
policy to go up.
because they don't have that experience, they'd go and cause more damage than you would. But you're so worried about that extra $200 a month of premium, because it is going to jump your insurance premium by about $200 for one kid, right? Like people used to ask me, it's like, hey, if I add my son or my daughter, how much is my insurance going to go up? I said 75 to 80%. You can almost count on your premium doubling. That's what your insurance is going to do. And they're like, oh, right? And then they want to backpedal. But then you don't put your kid on the insurance, kid gets in an accident, and then I talk to you and I'm like, there's no coverage.
Or
guess what I'm doing? We going to court. Dun dun dun.
Here's your car. Here's your car. You need to go get your own insurance.
Oh, now they can't.
I don't know how they're going to afford that.
They're not going to be because.
I'm sorry. Why they can't afford it?
Because
I mean,
you
if
have
your
to be
kid can
18.
afford it, great.
Wait a minute, you don't have to be 18.
You have to be
by
18
insurance?
to get the policy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
You gotta
say.
be
You have to be
18 to get the
18 to get the policy in the first place.
I get it.
Because you have
And
to be
if
able
you're
to sign a contract.
16,
Now
if
you
you
can go get your
16
own insurance.
but how can you do this at 16?
So he's talking about riding dirty until the 18.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yep. Thank you very much. Yep.
And then the kid gets, see, that's the thing. And that's why I need people to have more conversations with people who that's their industry. That's what they do. I mean, if your child has an accident, because the thing about an accident is you don't get to choose how bad it's going to be.
Nope.
It's not up to you. It's too late at that point. So here's what happens, especially if you run into someone like me who knows the business. Your kid rear ends me.
Hold on 1 second, Theus. Parker, I do have something to say about the 16, 17-year-old can't afford insurance, but
don't drop it.
Go ahead, Theus. No, it ain't that bad.
No, but your kid gets into an accident, right? He rear ends somebody. Let's just say he rear ends me, right? And he ain't got no insurance. He's not on your insurance. Now, your insurance company might be nice. If you're with one of the good companies, the big company, they might be nice. They might go ahead and pay that claim and then jack up your rates or drop your policy. Okay? That's if they're being nice. But I'm going to make sure your insurance company paid because you decided that your pockets was more important than anything your child might do to somebody out here in these streets. You were more concerned about your pockets than you were about my life, my health, and my family's health. So I don't care about your pockets now. I'm going to run you for everything that I can get up out of you because you did this. And see, that's the thing that people don't have these conversations. Like no one actually has these real conversations where, like, let's say you don't go up against someone like me who's gonna really hit you because I'm gonna be mad about the risk you put us all at, and you just hit a regular person. But that person gets hurt pretty bad. Your insurance policy will only pay to the limits that you set. Well, unfortunately, if you've seen my videos, most people don't set their limits high enough.
Nope.
As soon as that policy has paid the most that you set aside for it to pay,
Guess who's
they coming for your house,
Yep.
your cars,
Yep.
your retirement,
Yep.
anything you got. They gonna run through all of that.
Yep. You better hide your kids, hide your wife.
I'm going
So
to
that's
ask
why I want people to be more aware of the things that insurance is not your enemy, even though they kind of corrupt, but they're not your enemy. You know, if you learn what you're paying for.
Corrupt, but they not.
Oh, they're corrupt. I'm asking this question. Yeah, 16, 17-year-old can't afford insurance. Maybe make them pay half of it or something. Yeah, you will.
Yeah,
And
if
my
you want to
question
drive.
comes, if you want to drive, and I'm going by experience. My oldest daughter started working at the youngest age that she
I
possibly.
gotta go, guys.
And have a good night.
Have a good evening.
Good night, Anna.
My
Oh
oldest
wow,
daughter,
it's
yeah, I
Sunday.
gotta get out of here. My oldest daughter
Yeah, Sunday.
started working at the youngest age that she could get to, and I never knew why until years later when my wife said my oldest daughter came to her at 15, 16, whatever, and Mama, I need to get my nails done. And now I got to get my nails done every 2 weeks. And my wife looked at him, go, "You need a job."
Sure
And my
do.
daughter got a job, and she paid for her own stuff. So yeah, Parker, when I say that they can afford it, yeah, they literally can afford to pay the insurance. Cause I'm not gonna sit there and go, and unfortunately, you do have some parents who are buttholes about it, and I'm not that. Pay for the insurance because your stuff affects me. You don't have to pay rent. Your rent does not affect me. You don't have to pay the light bill. Your light bill don't affect me. I've been doing this way before you, but when you start doing stuff that does affect my bottom line, as you could say, when it comes to my paycheck, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for that. And
You saying that's wrong?
Job to get, huh?
Are you saying that's wrong?
No, I said that's absolutely correct. Yes.
Oh,
No,
Okay,
that's
we
not
was
wrong.
wondering.
No, that's not wrong at all. I'm gonna pay my light bill. I'm gonna pay the gas. I'm gonna pay the mortgage. I'm gonna pay these things because it is. But with my insurance, and that's what we're talking about right now, if my insurance go up because I added you, yeah, I'm gonna need you to add something to this, bro. So
I feel you. I do. But that's not the calculation that a lot of parents make. And now my parents, relatively speaking, I would say now that costs are different than when they were when we were young, right? But they were able to do more for me than I was able to do for mine when she got to be grown, right? So I never paid for car insurance. I didn't pay for the car was paid for, but I didn't pay for my insurance at no point up until I got that speeding ticket, and then I had to start paying for insurance. But
wow.
I didn't pay for insurance. And if I could do that, and if I can do that for my next one, I will. To the extent that I'm able, I'm the one who brought them here, and so that's to me. That's just part of raising them. Now, if they are disobedient children, right? If I'm struggling with raising my child,
Okay.
you don't get some of the perks, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to work to do this, but at the same time, it's like this juggle, right? It's this balancing beam type thing, because it's like, I need you to understand the responsibilities of what goes into things. And you say you want this thing, you really need this thing. Well, then you need to go to work
And get
to
it?
pay for your luxury, right? But at the same time, I don't want anything to take away from your studies. So if you're 16, 17, 18 years old, primary job is school. You can't have an outside job if your grades ain't right. But then if that's the case, guess some of the other things you just lost, right? So it's an interesting thing.
Boy, I wanted to work as a teenager so bad.
I had no
Remind y'all
choice.
when we got more time for me to tell y'all when I had to sneak to get a summer job.
I had no choice. I mean, I grew up poor, so I literally didn't have.
We
a
grew
choice.
up poor too, but I still had to.
I was excited to turn 15 because you can work when you turn 15. Now, granted, that boy, they made you ride the bus all the way to employment security or whatever to go get a slip so you could go get it signed by the job and then take it to your mom so she could sign it so you could turn it back over to the employment security commission but yeah, I was excited about getting a job because I knew that money was mine. My mom, bless her heart, never said contribute to the family. This is your money. But, however, at the same time, once you grow up, it was like, yeah, I want you to go get a job because it's less stress on me. I don't have to worry about you getting new shoes. You can go buy your own freaking shoes. Clothes, you can go buy your own freaking clothes. Haircut, go buy your own freaking haircut. I don't have to pay for that. But no, we don't have families like that sometimes. You need to contribute to the lights. You need to contribute to the rent.
Well, and if that's the family dynamic, I'm actually here to say that that's okay. Because if your family is in a financial situation where they need for you to help contribute, then that's your family.
If they need,
you know what I'm saying? Like back not too far in the day, you know, the elder sibling was your daycare, or the kids were raised to help work at the family business or in the family trade. So why is it that we gave all of that up as we got more creature comforts, right? Like, I don't remember who I was talking to. It might have been you guys, but I was like, you know, we used to have to raise our kids to go out, and by the time they were 6, 7, 8 years old, they're slopping hogs and feeding chickens. Well, they don't have to do that anymore, right? Our society is shifting in such a way. Huh?
That was here.
Yeah, that was here.
Okay. So we don't have to do that anymore. So we need to take that energy and put it into something else. But if your family needs you to do something like that, it's not fair, but it's family.
And I'm still saying, ask me how I had to sneak to get a summer job. Not on this podcast, because it's like, well, it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Sorry, y'all. I should have just watched.
No. Did we achieve the goal that you needed? Or you did?
Oh, I'm good.
See, that's what we did. So we did good. Tracy, tell everybody where we can find you.
Tracy Media LLC. Go to .com. Go to my site where I drop not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 new videos.
Yes.
Hey, y'all go to their website. Don't look at mine right now. Just go to their go.
But if they wanted to,
ComplexSimpleMan.com. Yeah, that's right.
Boy, well, you ain't done a video so long you forgot what your old website is.
Also, I don't have access to my computer. Everything I did was in my computer. Now I have just this phone. I don't know how to do anything with this.
You couldn't have took the computer with you, or is it destroyed?
No, the computer is somewhere in the house, or they might have packed it up and took it to storage for all I know. I don't know.
Why you take the computer with you?
Because it's an old computer. I only use it for this type of work. So what I have with me right now is I have like all of my computer screens and everything like that so I can work. But I don't use that computer for work.
Did you put it in the claim?
No, because the claim didn't involve the computer.
I would have put it in there. And everybody, please do not shake your head on the hill you want to. I would have put that stuff in the claim. Thanks for the show. I'll be back to watch the parts that I missed. Please, Parker, watch the first 30 minutes of the show. It is very informative. And also, please do not forget to go to BorelliaEtc.com and a Heart's website. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. There will not be a show tomorrow because Lord knows this house is going to be jam-packed tomorrow, and I had no say-so in it whatsoever. So
Well, enjoy time with family, man.
I will. So for Tracy Carson, Theus Robinson, and Anna Hart, this has been Saturday Night Vibe. We will see you when we see you. Peace.
Ted Cruz.
I'm about to say nobody's gonna bring up Ted Cruz. And I can say
But he didn't. Santos then took his